So we all love pickups. Personally, I love pickups. And pickups are basically like moles. Business at the front and then party at the back. So this is gonna be a very quick guide in terms of pickups, double cabs and single cabs, which ones to buy and which ones to really look away. Number 5. So at the number 5, we have the Nissan Navara. This is the one, the double cabin, short cabin, king cab, any Nissan Navara. The engine designation YD25. Stay away from the Nissan Navara. These ones have been known to have turbo issues, head gasket issues, and basically issues in every other place. If you buy the automatic ones, they fail half of the time. The gearbox fluid is expensive like everyone's legs combined. So stay away from the Nissan Navara Outlaw. I know there's some people who might say, you need to get used to it, but personal experience, stay away from them. Number 4 is the Ford Ranger. And the Ranger I'm talking about is not the F-150s and the 250s, the Ford Ranger, the Euro type. Stay away from these cars unless you have very, 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 very deep pockets. They've been known to have timing chain issues. They've been known to have gearbox issues. The automatic ones and the manual ones really don't look nice. But if you get the auto ones, the really nice ones, I know people love those ones because of how they look. But in terms of reliability, you can really stay away from them. In fact, one of the biggest problems with those cars is the engine. They share an engine with the Defenders, the Puma. This is the 2.2 liter TDCi or the 3.2 liter in the Rangers. Those engines have been known to have issues. So a pickup is as good as the engine and the gearbox. So if every chance provides itself, do this. Walk away. So at number 3 is the middle child, someone that people don't like and they don't hate. This is the Mitsubishi Triton or the L200, whatever you call it. These cars, they look nice. They have very nice 4x4 off-road and on-road pedigree from the Pajeros, which means they are quite reliable if you know how to use them. Wait, why is the Nissan Triton at number 3, Wewe? Yes, right. By the way, there's nothing bad about the Tritons. They're just nice. And nice guys finish back there. So if by all means, if you want the Mitsubishi Triton because of how they look and they look really nice, go for them. Either the single cab or the double cab, you really won't fail. And the support for this is quite immense and favorable if you want these cars. So before we get to number 2 and finally number 1, we have the dishonorable or honorable mentions depending on the way you look at it. So at number 99, drum roll please, is the Mercedes X-Class. This is basically a Nissan Navara, rebadged and then made to look very nice. Underneath in the YD25 and it is nonsense. So buy those if you just want to look flashy and look like you have the whole of the central bank in your pocket. Another dishonorable mention has to be the Mazda BT50, which is aptly named like a copier from Kyocera, if that is correct. Not a bad car by the way, but if you think about it, it is basically a Ford Ranger, the thin one. So by all means, buy that car. It's not a bad car, but still it's also not a very good car. It's just there to fill in the collection line for Mazda. Finally, there is the VW Amarok, a car so well named. Amarok, just think about that name. It feels like something from the Avengers movies. Amarok assembled. But bro, these guys were too lazy to come up with a pickup from the ground up. They just basically took, if you think about it, the Tiguan drivetrain, engine and gearbox and then stuck a pickup on top of it, or even the Touareg drivetrain, stick a pickup on it. Now the downside about all this is that those cars are extremely unreliable. If you think about it, a pickup needs to be rugged and to do its nonsense without any distraction, but these ones need a team check engine. So by the way, buy hiyo gari kama unataka kukuwa na shida zako zote kwa hii dunia at your own risk. So at number 2, and things are really getting hot. Remember, the metric for this is the price, likability, looks, how well it serves you. So at number 2, and I'm ready for the stones, is the Toyota Helix. Oh, no stones. So it means you agree with me. Yes, the Toyota Hilux. This is the most reliable car you can ever think about in terms of pickups and even other generation of cars. From whatever generation we buy, the Toyota Hilux, it is good. The video, perfect. No problem on it. The GD engines, perfect. Now, that becomes the downside because with all these good things, it means these cars are stinkingly expensive. and that is the one drawback that means that this car is relegated to a number 2, which means that number 1 is, no prizes for guessing, number 1 is the Isuzu DMax. And not because we have this particular model for review at the moment, but because the Isuzu DMax does everything that the Toyota Helix does, but at a much lesser price. It looks good and is very reliable. These cars have been there. In fact, the engine in this predates back in the mid 1980s, so you can tell you how good these cars are. So I hope that helps. But to owners of any of the other cars that are mentioned, tell me on the comment section your experiences with these cars. I have nothing against any of these cars. I'm just a simple reviewer. Until next time, keep left.